Okay. We're back with Ocarina of Time. We're in the bottom of the well, a little earlier than you would expect to be. Whoops, Link, you're supposed to go that way. And now we have the Lens of Truth. And with double magic, no need to worry about running out. Yep. So now we can see all sorts of things. Except for... well, that's what makes this area extra tricky, because you think, oh, you can see everything with this, but there are actually things that are actually physically hidden that don't use that trick. So it's like... and there are bomb chews in that area. Bomb chews that you never actually use, but even though they're really cool. So like I was saying, there really isn't anything else we need to do here. Like, I don't think we need to go down there at all. And I don't think we will. But the annoying thing is, even though these are like trap areas, so Link falls, he doesn't ever jump when running across those areas on the floor that are meant to be traps. So even though Link can see them now, and he would normally jump, he doesn't, because he's like not programmed to jump on these ones, even though now he can see them and should be able to do that. Maybe it's like he can't concentrate on jumping because he's holding the lens up to his face. Not that you can see that. Well, let's not think too hard about that one, because I don't think it makes any sense. Like, it would make sense that he doesn't jump if he can't see it. If he actually falls for the trap, he would actually fall for the trap because he can't see it, but because he can see it, that shouldn't really happen. So, there you are. I guess I should have said it more like, so there you are. Oh, I also normally equip... I make an exception to the rule because it's a magic item, so I like putting it in the center one. I don't think that makes sense, but... well, because like the Ocarina's magic, so I say that's like the Ocarina spot, but it's also kind of the de facto magic spot. I guess I shouldn't say spot, but slot. It's the magic slot. So that's just an entrance into there. That's there. So there's like one wall. I used to... okay, I think there's another wall besides this one. Yeah, this is the one that gets in this room. And it should be on the right side of the dungeon. And right now we're on the left side. At least I think it's on the outer right side. It might be on the inner left side. Don't normally get the map before we get the compass before we get the map, but it's actually useful in its own way, because that kind of just tells us where. I think this is the one I was thinking of, or it's the one in that top right corner there, or maybe that middle left corner. Well, anyway, that pretty much is just going to tell it. Yeah. This one right here is the one I was thinking of. It to be like on our left here. Yeah. And then apparently there's one more right next to it. So this is another way to reveal hidden items. Or in this case, just protected by a spider. And it's just nuts. Ah, nuts. Let's see. I guess we go to this area. Wait. How do we even... oh, right. And then we'll check that out, that other locked door after this one. I want to say... Yes, it's obviously just... Wait a second. I think I almost fell there. Uh-oh. Yes, let's not equip that shield. Uh-oh. Shouldn't have tried to jump it. Should've... I feel like it's also should have worked, though. It's a little weird how that thing basically has a front and a back. Like, it really should be able to go in any direction, but it only really lunges forward in one direction, so you can basically get on its back, but it definitely doesn't look like a creature that should have like a vertebrae that would make it so that it has to go one direction or another, or rather, just one direction. Huh. So we've just barely dodged falling down into that pit. Which I guess wouldn't have been such a bad thing, because then we'd show that area off. But, this isn't necessarily the kind of LP where I show off everything. It's more like I show off how I usually play. Well, although I think there's probably some exceptions to that. I don't usually go for the gold scale, but then again, I didn't used to really figure out how it worked. Now that I kind of get it, it can be a nice distraction. But I'm not sure if I'll ever get the gold scale in the future or not. I mean, I'm sure sometimes I will, but I don't think it would be the norm. I guess there's still enemies in here. It's so cool when it hits the enemy on the swing around. Well, as it's swinging back. I guess the boomerang is just a cool weapon because, you know, it swings around like that, and then it affords the Link the opportunity to backflip while he's grabbing it again as it comes back. And then that looks cool for when you're picking up the gold Skulltula tokens. Because, you know, he'll pause in the air for that. So yes, it's a very spectacular, is that the right word? Dynamic? I don't know. It's visually interesting. I'm trying to think of the word that basically means visually interesting, but it's just one word. You don't have to spell it out like that. So yeah, that area is actually quite short, or especially if you don't fall into the trap. And the only reason I call it the trap and not the various traps is because it leads to the same place, so it's like... It's, you know, you fall down a hole. Ah, we're just short. There's some other easily accessed gold Skulltula around here. Oh, there was one other thing I needed to do. You know, now that we're small Link. Let's see, you need to go back to the guy, the Happy Sales Mask guy. There's that. We did the volcano, I think. Let's look at the map so we can organize this better, visualize it. Okay, so there's the Mask Salesman, and then we'll be able to get the guy in the field. Let's see, anything on Death Mountain? No, I don't think so. We're in Kakariko. There's nothing to do in Zora's domain, not really. Nothing in the Lost Woods, I don't think. Was there something at Lake Hylia I wanted to do as young Link? I feel like there was something else other than the Happy Mask Salesman and the thing I just thought to do in Gerudo Valley. And it's something we didn't do. But I can't think of what it was. I wanted to go to Death Mountain as adult Link. Just to talk to the Gorons after having saved them. Well, mostly just Link, because the others just have generic lines. But, I'm gonna kick myself because I wanted to do... Oh, I remember now. Okay. I'll tell you what it is when we get there, because... Well, I just don't feel like saying what it is right now, even though it's not exactly a secret. Let's see if we can get there. I don't think we can. No, we definitely can't. I guess we should wait for the gates to open up all the way. I don't think we'll be able to use the Sun Song until we do. Or until it does. Well, I guess until we do counts, because I was saying we need to wait. So, saying we will do, as in we will wait. So I guess it counts. So I don't remember if in the original file we ended up paying him off. I know we didn't have enough originally. I don't remember if we ever actually scraped up enough to get him to say that, so that might have worked out. Now we have this last one. Oh, I think we're almost at a max wallet, though. So it's not going to help very much. But there is at least one way to kill some rupees. It almost feels like the max should be 500, but I'm pretty sure it's 300. So anyway, this is the thing I was talking about. You know, I mentioned it earlier that that's what I wanted to do, but then I forgot about it. But luckily I remembered, because I definitely would have kicked myself if I forgot to do this right here and now. Because it's such an efficient time to do it, since we're young Link at the moment. Is it gonna be this one too? It is. Okay, I guarantee you, it's gonna be this one. There's no way it can be that one that many times. Nani? Impossible. Technically not, but impossible. Well, yeah, you're welcome. Since I know I'm gonna fill up the rupee, the wallet pretty soon anyway, that's why I don't care about losing them right now. Does this... Oh, wait a second. There's still a lot more to go. The only reason I bet on it being the bottom one is because I thought that was the last room, but 5 rupees isn't going to be the last prize before the grand prize, so there was apparently a lot more to go. So now we'll never see if it was the top row every single time. It was at the top row for a lot of the times. Oh, not that one. So yeah, there's going to be a red room with a red rupee. I think. So this is where we were, and it was up there. So then the question is, would this have been up there, or would it have been down here? I'm disappointed I forgot that this was actually the last room. Because, really, I only wanted to do that for the last one. I didn't want to do it just because it happened to have a bunch in the row. I thought it was because it was all of them except for the last one in the row. Pal Jason. Looks like you can't jump here. This is a really unfair game. How many times you can lose, and lose a lot of money compared to... There's only one where you can make a profit before getting the grand prize. Guess we might as well do the Sun Song here. Hope that puppy doesn't die out in the wild since it's following me out there. Alright. We're taking care of this. And we're taking care of business. Let's see, I normally find him on the left side. And he only appears after you've already gone into the future. I've wasted hours looking for him. Before I figured that out. But when he actually does appear, he isn't too hard to find. I guess if you're not using the walkthrough, the only way you'd figure this out is you just explore. You just be in the field and happen to notice the guy, and then maybe connect the fact that it's beastly and it has something to do with these. This hood is very, I think he says something about it being wild and beastly, and then maybe the description of the bunny hood says that too, so maybe that's how you make the connection. I certainly didn't have any qualms with using the I guess you wouldn't call it the manual, but the guide, the official guide for this quest and certainly the Bigoron quest. And of course I didn't have the official guide for Majora's Mask, so I just used online, probably GameFAQs or something. At least I'm pretty sure he should be here. Although since we're in this district and it's night, maybe I should go over here real quick. Test and see if that Skulltula really is up here, but only during Young Link's time. And if it isn't, well, we can start the other things, at least, that require Young Link, that I forgot to do the first time around. Ah, so he is here, but only as Young Link. So we actually will be able to, Wilby's here. We will be able to, get the next tier reward in that haunted house. I guess you'd call it haunted. Haunted by the residents. Well, let's talk to the Miss Gerudo. I wonder if they said anyone would have business there. We can make it across. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Well, I hope we don't need the chicken to get up here, but I don't think we do. I don't think we need it for the things over there. Or rather, I think you can do it as Adult Link, and I think that's actually what you're supposed to do. There might be a Skulltula down here, too. I don't know what making the best of things means in this context. You're just about to say the same thing to me? Maybe she knows that one would want to plant something here? There might be a gold Skulltula down here. Or maybe it only appears as Adult Link, I don't know. It's not on this side. This does seem strange though, like why would you need all this space if there wasn't a gold Skulltula for you to, you know, like, for it to be in a suspicious area? Well, obviously it isn't. We can't use B to climb the ladder faster like we can to swim faster, though. Let's see, what was the other thing? The bunny hood. Is it just the bunny hood quest? Well, things are definitely beginning to heat up in the house a bit. Like I'm starting to sweat again, and I wasn't earlier. But at least it isn't much sweat like it was before, where like my arms were drenched at like midnight. So I might be looking to stop recording sometime soon, but it all depends on how many episodes I have, because I definitely want to make at least a week's worth. Or at least enough until next Monday, which is when I would normally record again. Then again, I guess I could always just do this every morning, and then just spend the evenings doing work. Or studying, however you call it. Well, I'm going to make one last look for that, wild man. And then if we don't see it, I guess close this episode up, because it's getting towards that time. I wonder how they made the ears bounce like that. Oh, they disappeared. Both in-universe and in the game. I guess it shouldn't be too hard as far as the game goes, but like, are they like, what's that word for? A fluffy, are you just gonna talk about the boots? What's the word? You know, they make, it's the one they make toys with. It's like, it's called Fluffy, but it isn't called Fluffy. And there he is. Hey. Oh, he only talks to you at night. So I guess we're just gonna have to follow him. Oh, we're gaining on him. Well, I don't know what to say here. We're just following him until he feels like stopping. It should be pretty soon. I like how monsters don't appear while you're wearing the hood, though. I mean, these monsters are. I mean, the Night Stalkers, whatever. Ah, here we go. Hear the voices. The animal of legend? Oh, I guess the max is 500. Well, that's useful. So we actually did make quite a bit of profit. Well, I guess I'll just end things off at the Masked Salesman, and then we can start fresh on the next thing for the next episode. So, see you there. I don't know what that means. Oh. So now we have access to, like, the 3 non-human, race masks. And I think Gerudo don't technically count as human. They're technically a different race, but, you know, in the same way that, like, a high elf and a wood elf and a dark elf are different races, but they're basically elves. Oh, so you just ask about the Mask of Truth. You can't talk to the shop owner. So the Mask of Truth is used for talking to the Seeker Stones, as you know. It's not really my favorite of the new masks, but it's definitely interesting. So I guess in the next episode we'll move on to bigger and better things. I guess we're done with Young Link for now. I'm pretty sure we are. We should be. Well, if not, we do need to become Young Link again, so we can just do whatever it is that might be at the back of my mind the next time we become Young Link. So, see you in the next episode tomorrow.